Hi, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to demonstrate the functionality of the JAL ILI9341 library, which is used to control a graphic color display. This library is made for the PIC microcontroller and it is programmed with the JAL programming language. So what will be the contents of this video? First, a short introduction. Then I will explain the main functionality of this library and also some extra features that it provides. Next, the hardware that is used for this video and for the development of this library. And then two demonstrations, one showing text and graphics and one showing bitmap pictures on the display. And if you want to know more, there will be some references at the end of this video. So, this ILI9341 is a 16-bit and so 65 color RGB color display graphic controller, and it can control a display using 240 pixels by 320 pixels resolution. It can be used with a parallel interface or a serial SPI interface. The JAL library that I'm demonstrating is based on using a module called MSP2402, which has this controller. But this module also has an LCD with a width of 240 pixels and a height of 320 pixels. This specific module uses the SPI interface, and it also has an additional card slot for an SD card. And this module has a touchscreen. This is extra for this module because you can also buy this module without the touchscreen. But this touchscreen functionality is demoed in another video because it's also another library. So this video will show the features of this JAL library using the PIC microcontroller. And as I mentioned before, there will be two demos, one showing text and graphics on a color display and one showing bitmap pictures which are stored on the SD card. So what are the main features of this library? So what it does, it translates function calls into SPI commands that the controller understands. And the following features are provided by the library. Of course, initialize this interface and initialize the controller. You can clear the screen or you can fill the screen in any given color. You can go to any pixel location on the screen. You can write a pixel in any given color. You can draw an image. You can put the display in various modes like normal or reverse. You can also set the display orientation. And as explained, this module uses an SPI interface, so this library will also include one of the JAL SPI libraries. And you can select if you want to include the hardware libraries or software library for SPI interface. Then there are some extra features which are available but are not often used in normal operation. You can reset the controller, you can put the display on and off, you can also put the display in sleep mode and wake up from sleep again. You can set the display scroll area and you can also scroll the contents of the display. Most of these features will be demonstrated in the video. So I'm using the MSP2402 module, which looks like this. So as you can see, it has an SPI interface, but it also has a slot for an SD card. And the pinning is as follows. The top one are used to control the LCD display, and the bottom one are used for the touchscreen, which is not used in this video. And for the controller I'm using a PIC 16F18857, which operates at 5 volts. You can use any other PIC as long as there's sufficient ROM space and RAM space in the PIC. The module itself also operates at 5 volt. It has a 3.3 voltage regulator on board, and the SD card which is on the board has a separate SPI connection. The interface signals of this board, this module, operate at 3.3 volt, so you need level shifters between the PIC microcontroller and the module. Of course, this is not needed if you're also running the PIC at 3.3 volts. It is possible to operate the board at 3.3 volt, but then I ran into some issues with the SD card. So I recommend to connect the board to 5 volts. The LED backlighting is connected to 3.3 volt, which means that it will give its maximum brightness. Okay, so the first demonstration will show text and graphics. So what you will see is that it shows text in various fonts in the various colors. Currently the fonts are quite small because we still have to make some bigger fonts for this display in JAL. Some extra features will be demonstrated, like invert display, normal display. Then you can see that the filling of the screen with various colors. Some graphics features will be shown, and for this I'm using a JAL graphics library. So lines will be drawn in various colors, boxes will be drawn, and also some ellipses will be drawn. In this case, the ellipses will be drawn on a 90 degrees rotated display. Last but not least, a small image will be shown, which is stored as a bitmap array in the ROM of the PIC. It will be shown on a 90 degrees display, rotated display, and on the screen without any rotation. The second demonstration will show bitmap pictures. So on the SD card I stored various images in various resolutions. As I mentioned, this controller needs an RGB 565 BMP format. So I converted some existing BMP or JPEG images to this format, and there's a very nice online converter to do this. For reading the SD card, I'm using two JAL libraries, one for reading the SD card and one for handling the FAT32 file system. Then the PIC is connected via serial interface to a computer, and by selecting the file number on the computer, the picture will be displayed on the display. And this menu on the computer looks like this. So in the video I will show file number 1 to 8. So if you want to know more about JAL, you can visit the JAL website. And if you have questions on how to use and how to get started, there is a very good JAL tutorial. Or you can visit the JAL Google group and post your question. If you find bugs in libraries or bugs in the compiler, or you have specific requests for libraries like this library, you can post them on the JAL Google group. And you can find all JAL sources and the sources for the compiler on GitHub. I hope you liked this video, and thanks for watching.